really stand? Laila Maidan joins me now. She's an investing correspondent for Business Insider. Laila, thanks so much for joining us. Now, 250,000 jobs in April. That's a good chunk more than economists were expecting. What's behind the sudden hike?
Well, we have to remember that so far this year, all of these job reports have faced revisions. So they've gone back and looked back at these job reports, and some of them have been slashed by almost six figures. So this is really a lagging indicator. And so we have to wait and see whether these jobs are actually the numbers we're seeing right now and how this is going to trend. Now, of course, some of the more recent layoffs that we're hearing about from big tech companies, it's possible that they're not yet showing up in the jobs report.
Now, wages have also increased, but that kind of complicates the Fed's mission a bit, doesn't it, in terms of adding more pressure on inflation. Can you explain that for us?
Well, what's been really interesting in a post-COVID world is all of the indicators that we used to look at that sort of correlated together to indicate whether we're in a recession or not in a recession are kind of acting differently right now. And so what the Federal Reserve believes is that as long as there's a there's actually a low unemployment rate and wages are strong, it's going to be hard for inflation to come down because there's going to be a lot of spending, and so prices are going to stay up. But that's not necessarily the case because we are kind of seeing the 9th straight month of decline in inflation in a row. So headline inflation is actually coming down right now. What the fear is amongst many analysts is that, all these indicators are lagging. They're very slow, especially some of the other things like the housing market that shows up in the inflation numbers. It takes a while for us to actually see what's going on in the economy. So the fear is that the Fed continues to raise these rates, not sort of stopping and waiting to see what the real impact is, especially on something like the banking sector. I mean, we're seeing a lot of banks, regional banks go down right now because of these hiking rates.
Meanwhile, unemployment for black workers continues to hit record lows. Black workers on average are out of work at a rate that is more than 1.5 times higher than their white counterparts. Can you talk to us more about this disparity and what it means?
Well, it's a disparity, of course, but it also, we have to look at what these jobs are and where these sectors are and what jobs are being impacted most. So, I'd have to look at those numbers to give you more specifics on that.
Now, the jobs market remains on solid ground, but, cracks are starting to emerge. Joblessness claims are ticking higher, job openings are rapidly declining, and temporary help employment has fallen. What does that say about the reality of the boom that some feel that we're experiencing right now?
Well, it's a boom and bust cycle in different job sectors. Now, as you know, when we went through COVID, certain job sectors suffered more than others, like jobs in the services sector, for example, got hit really hard, or any jobs that's related to leaving your house and going out. But a lot of white collar jobs didn't get impacted as much because those jobs, you got to stay home and work from home. So what's happening now is as the economy shifts, we're also seeing a reshuffling of certain sectors taking a harder hit than other sectors.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for your time.